Hello, and welcome back to the Confident Woman interview series, where you can learn to master your mindset, reclaim your power, and start living with passion and purpose. I'm Harriet Castle, your host for the series, and I'm so excited to welcome Cathy Brown to our series. Hello, Cathy.
Hi, Harriet.
Hey. So Cathy's got a huge bio, so I've had to sort of condense it down so we didn't take the entire interview time to actually read through this. Cathy is a best-selling author of ACT, which means Align, Connect, Transfer, right? Is that right?
Transform.
ACT.
Align, connect, transform.
Transform. Align, Connect, Transform.
That's it.
Cathy is also the Master Law of Attraction Coach, which is absolutely fascinating. I think we all want to hear more about that. You're a certified hypnotherapist, Cathy.
Mm-hmm.
You're also a Reiki Master Teacher, and you're a Creating Money Coach. So just a few things that Cathy has, I guess, in her professional toolkit. And you've had a very long and successful career working with the law of attraction, with coaching, with so many things that we're absolutely delighted to welcome you here today. It's a real privilege to have you sharing your knowledge and hopefully sharing some really amazing information and some hacks with our viewers. Yes. To help them to perhaps align their mindset and get over any humps that they're going through. So welcome, Cathy. Great to have you here.
Well, thank you, Harriet. Thank you so much for that introduction. But truth be told, I haven't always been the Cathy you see here today.
Right.
For many years, I struggled as a single divorced mother of two beautiful daughters. And, I was the Cathy that would have my self-worth dependent upon how much money I made. When I was making a lot of money, I was sky high. But when I was not making so much money, my self-worth went, whoa, took a nosedive. I was always kind of second guessing myself. And I was changing jobs a lot. Some they asked me to leave,
okay,
getting fired, and some I left myself. But my desire has always been to help others find their true empowerment and to guide them to create the life they wanted to. Right. But before I could do that for others, I had to learn how to do that for myself. And so I went internally and I started discovering a lot of information that helped me really become my true authentic self. So that information is what I'd like to share with you today.
No, that's amazing. And I think that is, many people struggle to get to that point in their life. They absolutely do. And it can be quite a painful journey. But when you do, and I know for myself, and I've shared that with my own tribe and with our viewers, it's an extremely transformational point. But so you've told us a bit about that. Can you give us some examples, Cathy, I guess, of how do you become your authentic self? How do you do that? Because the transformational piece, like you said, you have to work on yourself first. How do you do that?
Well, it's really fun, but it doesn't come easy sometimes. The steps are simple, but you have to be committed. For example, I found out that there's actually 4 steps plus a secret sauce to actually creating your own empowerment in the life you want.
Right.
And the steps are important, but the secret sauce is really important, because without that, it's kind of like the icing on the cake, where it's the glue that holds everything together. It's kind of like if you had a beautiful Mercedes, but no gas, you wouldn't be able to go anyplace.
Yeah.
So this secret sauce is the gas.
Right.
So would you like to get started and hear what those 4 steps are?
Look, I think everyone wants to hear the secret sauce. When you said that, I was like, whoa, okay, come on, share that.
We have to lead up to that. Okay.
I know, that was you were teasing us, Cathy.
I was teasing you.
Yes,
so
please.
Let's get started, okay? All right, the first step is clarity and focus.
I'm going to write some of these down. Clarity and focus.
Please, feel free. Clarity and focus.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of like your GPS to getting to where you want to go. For example, do you think you would love to, let me say I want to go to a vacation.
Yeah. And
would you get all of the kids in the car and get all the bags packed and drive to the airport without having any idea where you're going, run up to the ticket counter and say, I want a ticket? Well, probably not, because what do you think the ticket agent would say? She'd say, crazy lady, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Exactly. So the main thing is, before you can reach your goal, you got to know what it is.
Mm.
So you can't just kind of go off half-cocked. You
Mm.
really need to have clarity specifically on what you want.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't have clarity. A lot of us are not sure what we want, or
Mm.
maybe we have several different directions.
Yeah.
So the first thing to do is I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
You ready to be my guinea pig?
Absolutely. I love being guinea pig. Fire away, Cathy.
Okay. Let me ask you a question on what activities make you lose track of time?
Oh, when I'm doing something I'm passionate about, I could be writing, I could be with a client, doing some coaching, really problem solving with them to dig deeper into what's their block.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, if you had to teach something, what would you teach?
I would teach how people can get through those blocks. I would be teaching people how to master their mindset.
Exactly. And
how to set goals.
Mm-hmm. Yes. One more question. If you had more money than you could ever spend,
what
would you be doing with your life?
I would be, one, traveling the world, but two, I would be absolutely building programs for children, particularly girls in schools, to understand, get into that self-esteem piece early on, not wait until we're adults, because I'm just seeing it crushed at a very young age. So lots of educational programs around the world.
So now you see how just answering these 3 questions gives you focus on where you want to go. Now, let's say, for example, you have maybe 2 or 3 different directions. I've got a couple questions that I'd like everybody to consider. Take one of those paths and say to yourself, why do I want that? Why? And then take a second question and say, how will I feel when I have it? So if you have 1 or 2 different directions, you ask those final 2 questions, why do I want it? And how do I feel when I'm going to have it? I think that will focus it in, and that will usually be the path that you want to take. The one that makes you feel the best is the one that you want to start. Now, you don't have to be married to it, but it'll give you a start and a direction. So once you have the clarity, then you need to get the focus, like laser focus on what you want. It's like I always say, put your attention on your intention. So focus on your goals. And because really, behind every desire, there is a feeling of connection, of emotional connection. And you need to have that emotional connection if you're going to continue that passion for a long time. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, Cathy, that, I work with so many people, both professionally and formally as colleagues, who struggle to think, I think I want to do this, but I'm not sure. And the level of confusion amongst people say, well, I'd love to just try a different career option or something else. How you've just described that, is that a tool that these people could use, and for our viewers, a really simple tool to actually tap into the feeling, but also to ask the why? I mean, this is a really simple, you don't need to go on a retreat or something else to do this. You can actually practice this.
You can practice this right at home.
Exactly.
And then you can write down whatever you have come up with and then see if that might be what you want. Because you're focusing and then getting that essence, that emotional connection. Let me give you an example. Now, you can use this with like careers or finding a relationship or even some material object. Like when I was in New York, I wanted a new sports car. Never had a sports car, wanted to have a sports car. And I went to the new car show at the Javits Center in New York City. And I fell in love with a Lexus hardtop convertible SC430. Now, see, that's clarity.
That's absolute clarity.
Silver with black interior. And I was almost obsessed with it. So then I needed to develop the essence. Now, follow me with this. It's really fun. The essence, I could feel myself sitting in that car, feeling that nice leather, putting my finger to start that car, hearing the engine, putting my foot on that accelerator, and I could visualize myself flying down the freeway with the wind blowing through my hair. I could feel freedom. You getting the essence?
I'm getting the essence. I'm in that car with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, see, that is the essence. So now we have the clarity and we have the focus.
So what I'm hearing is that it's really important to you get your clarity, your focus, and to get the feeling, and to be really
Yes.
in that, to be able to experience that, and to be able to feel the moment, be in that, and really visualize. Is that, I just want to slightly step away from the questions for a minute and ask you,
Okay.
is that something that I speak to a lot of women who say, oh, that's great, Harriet, I love it when you tell me to visualize and really feel the moment and what have you, but I go home and I'm too tired. So if you're just academically thinking through, these are the things I'd like, that's not going to be so powerful in terms of the secret sauce. So this, what I'm hearing, Cathy, is that correct? The secret sauce, you really need to feel that and vibrate that, be in that vehicle, feel the wind in your hair.
Exactly, because what the thing is here, everybody, once they have that car, they can feel that.
Sure.
It's very easy to do. However, the catch is you need to feel that before you have it. And how you get it is really interesting. How you get it is through the concept of energy. Now, the quantum physics tells us that everything in the world is energy. Nothing is solid. Everything is like little molecules flashing back and forth. Yeah. You, me, even the chair we're sitting on, nothing is solid. It appears that way, but it's not. And the idea is your thoughts, which are thinking, I want that car, okay? Your thoughts are also energy. That then needs to go out into the universe, and it's like tiny little magnets. And what happens is those thoughts go out like magnets and attract other thoughts like themselves. And that brings us right to the step number 2, which is the universal laws, specifically the one that's most popular, the law of attraction.
Can you share a bit about that with us, Cathy? Because I think there's a lot of, we've all seen or heard of The Secret, the law of attraction. Yes. And one thing that I find just in my general population of people is that it's a little bit understood sometimes that some people believe it's just about wishing. We would love to hear about your work with the law of attraction.
Absolutely. A lot of people think it's kind of woo-woo, woo-woo kind of thing. Right, exactly.
Sure.
What happens is this law of attraction is just like the law of gravity. It is going on, working with us, whether we know it or not. Like the law of gravity. You take a ball and you drop it, it's always going to fall down. Never sideways, never upwards. Well, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. So the energy that you send out will attract like. And the law of attraction is always impartial, never judgmental, and it doesn't care what you ask for. It will try to match it back. Now, that's great as long as you're asking for fun stuff. However, if the thoughts you put out are negative, for example, I can't pay my bills, my utility bill is coming, my mortgage, I can't pay them. What kind of energy are you sending out?
Exactly.
Negative. So what you're going to get back is probably more bills you can't pay. You see how that works? You know, the thing about that is it's very interesting because we know now that you are totally responsible for your life. You can no longer blame the mean boss or the horrible husband or wife or boyfriend or whatever, because this works. What you're sending out, your vibrations, your thoughts, come back. So if you want to change your life, change your thoughts.
It's interesting you say that, and that's a really powerful piece, isn't it? And I find that many people having to come to the point to accepting that you are responsible for your life. That's where you hit. Do you find a lot of resistance with your clients initially when you share that you are responsible for your life, and the concept of I've actually created this, or how did I allow this to happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's hard because why would I create losing my job? Why would I do this? You know, I found, and you don't often get the information right away, but like I mentioned, I was fired from many jobs. That got me to here. I'm loving my job now. If I had not have been fired from my last job, I probably wouldn't be the life coach and found the life my true authentic self. So it all depends. You are totally in control. You see, here's how creating works. First, you ask, which is the law of deliberate creating, because that is you choosing your thoughts. Second, the universe answers, and that's the law of attraction. And third, you receive. Now that sounds pretty simple. That's the law of allowing. That last one is not quite as easy, because in order to receive, you need to accept yourself, Not how you're going to be when you lose that next 10 pounds, but now accept others. And the most important part is to accept and trust the universe.
Yes.
Because the key here is trusting the universe.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about trusting the universe? I'm absolutely with you in that sense, and it's taken me to get to this ripe old age to trust in the universe and almost see this as a journey that the universe occasionally drops a few boulders on the path that we're on.
Just to keep us awake.
Absolutely, but also for you, Cathy, that beautiful example of you were fired from so many jobs. If that wasn't a tap on the shoulder or a message,
exactly.
It's just such a beautiful example, and thank goodness that you were fired from those jobs. Otherwise, we wouldn't have you.
Well, thank you.
Can you share a little bit more about trusting in the universe? Would love to hear more, and I think just to explain that a little bit further.
Yes, I think that's a very important point. You see, when you say trust, if you spell it, it's T-R-U-S-T, and that simply means to rely upon spirit totally. T-R-U-S-T, to rely upon spirit totally. So what that means is you are giving up your control, giving up the how. For example, when you partner with the universe, your job is to get clarity on what you want, focus on what you want, then allow the universe to bring it to you. You focus, you send the good vibes out there, then they bring it to you. But now here's another key on this. You need to believe that you can have this. Let me share a story with you. A couple of years ago, I was coaching a gentleman, I'm going to call him Ed.
Okay.
And Ed really was interested in learning about this law of attraction. So I said, great, Ed. And for our next session, your homework is I'd like you to go and I'd like you to think about something you want. Get clarity, get focused, believe you want it, and then report back to me next week and let's see what happens. Next week he calls and he says, Cathy, he says, that stuff doesn't work. I said, oh, Ed, what did you ask for? And he was kind of sheepish and he says, I asked to win the $30 million lottery on Saturday night.
Wow.
And I said, it's kind of a big ask for the first time, don't you think? And he says, well, and I said, well, let me ask you. You focused? He said, oh, yeah. Did you believe that you could get that? He goes, no way. I said, do you see the disconnect here? Okay. You need to trust and believe it will come. So here's the key. When you start working with the law of attraction, start small. When I first started, and you're going to laugh at this, but when I first started, every time I went to the mall, I would always focus and ask to get a good parking spot close to the stores that I wanted to visit. And lo and behold, it started. Now, in the big scheme of things, that's not much. But what it did is it increased my trust level. And then after I did this a couple of times and it kept happening, I said, oh, this is fun. Then I upped the ante a little bit. And I said, well, now I want to find the perfect outfit for this occasion in my size, my price range, my color, and everything. And then when I started getting that, again, it got better. So the idea is to start small to increase your trust level and then continue on.
Oh, I love that.
If you do that, it really does work.
I think that's a great point as well. We live in a society that wants everything immediately and instant gratification. So almost building up your law of attraction muscle, so to speak, to build that.
Perfect way of mentioning it. Yes.
That's a beautiful way to describe it, and really good advice. So thank you for that. So we've covered some really practical and simple steps that our viewers can apply fairly immediately in their life, but it will take some discipline, what have you. What else is there? Because I think you've got your step 4 as well in your secret sauce.
Yes.
Can you share what that is, Cathy?
Okay. Well, step 4 is gratitude. And nice little mantra is develop an attitude of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude. Now, why would you think that's important? Well, the reason is that when you feel appreciation or you're in gratitude, how are your spirits? They're high. Your vibrations are high. You're feeling happy. And when you put that out, more comes back. In fact, I had a yoga teacher many years ago, and she coined a phrase that I loved. She said, Cathy, you got to happify your life. Happify your life. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that is so cool. Happify your life, everyone. Did you hear that?
Happify your life.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And one way to happify is, and here's a good tool, many of you may already be doing it, but it's called journaling.
Mm.
And what I would suggest is you get a little pad or a notebook and put right on your nightstand, right next to your bed. And before you go to bed every night, write down 1 to 3 things that you're thankful for.
Mm.
Now, here's the key. It can't be my family, my friends, It has to be something that happened that day that you're really thankful for.
Right.
Because at first it might feel like work, like, oh, but you know what? After you do this a little bit, you will find yourself looking for things to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So what'll be happening is your vibrations continue to rise.
Right.
And you know how cool that is, because when you fall asleep in that appreciation mode, you're going to have wonderful dreams as well.
Absolutely. And it's a powerful time to be doing your visualizations. Can I ask, Cathy, because I hear a lot of people say, you know, they do the gratitude, and I'm one. And I actually do say thank you to the universe. I'm really grateful for my beautiful children, my dog, and the people that are in my life. So what I'm hearing from you is, in fact, not just that, but actually something as an event that's occurred during the day. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it could be as minimal as, I found a perfect parking spot at the mall today.
Sure.
I'm thankful for that.
Right.
You know, it could be anything. It could be major, it could be minor. But because all it does is stir up those wonderful vibrations, and that's what you want to continue to have good things come into your life. Because like attracts like.
Okay, that's right.
So now we've gone over the first 4 steps.
We have.
And I've done it very, very quickly. And I've got a little thing I'd like to give a plug here, okay? I have published my first book. You mentioned it before.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's Act, Align, Connect, Transform. And it goes over these steps as well as the secret sauce, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And it's available on Amazon in both paperback and ebook. So if you'd like to learn more and get some exercises, that's a way to do that.
Thank you so much, Cathy. I think that's great, because we're condensing. We've got half an hour together on this interview, but for people to really take that home, learn more, put it into daily practice, what do we say, repetition. It's all about the repetition, and even learning some new habits. So strongly recommend that you grab those. I mean, it's really simple, Cathy. You're putting it in such a lovely, simple way, something that can feel so overwhelming and kind of like, woo. So it's great. But there's more, isn't there? So there's more to the secret sauce.
Are you ready for the secret sauce?
I'm still ready for the secret sauce. I'm sitting
here
right now. If I'm getting any closer, I'll be jumping through the screen right at you. So.
The secret sauce is alignment, momentum. And I want to thank my 2 mentors, Christy Whitman and Lisa Nichols, for driving this into my head. Okay. Those 2 words, alignment, momentum, have totally changed my life.
Right.
You know, you may have heard the words or the phrase, work smarter, not harder. I didn't do that. You know, I was very successful in everything I did. I was always the top salesperson, but I did it all myself. I mean, I would be there first. I would work. I'd be frustrated. I'd be drained. I'd be totally exhausted. I never enjoyed the journey. So by the time I got finished and reached my goal, I didn't celebrate. I was like, I just want to go home and sleep.
No.
That's no way to live.
No.
Because I was doing it on my own. Now with the alignment momentum, it's a whole different story. It's fun and it's a wonderful journey. So the first thing you do is you get into alignment.
Right.
Okay. Now what alignment is, it means support. It means you are now partnering up with your creating partner, the universe. And how we do this, I'd love to show you how we do this. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Think of something that you want. Okay. And I want to tell you, I do this before everything I do. Before we talk today for our interview, I set up and I got into alignment. And then my momentum was, we started our interview. But in alignment, what you want to do is everybody just think of something you want. And let's everybody close our eyes. No peeking now. And take a few deep breaths. And another deep breath. Doesn't that feel good? And now what I'd like you to do is visualize or imagine your heart. And imagine right in the middle of your heart is a flower that is starting to bloom and open up. Now, I always visualize a rose because that was my mom's favorite flower. But visualize this rose opening and ready to accept what the universe is bringing in. When I feel that, then I either say to myself or out loud, I say, universe, please speak through me. Help me, because my intention is to have a wonderful interview that I can help many, many people achieve their goals and become more powerful. Please allow me to be compassionate and knowledgeable and really enjoy what I'm doing and give 100%, so that when I'm finished, I feel I've helped people and that I've nailed it. And then I open my eyes and now I'm in alignment. Now, what that does is that gets me to take a deep breath, get focused and clear on what I want, and it asks the universe for help in the support. Because the key here is the universe can't just jump in, because there is such thing as what we call free will or free choice. So the universe needs to wait to be asked to help. I mean, they're just waiting. They say, come on, Cathy, I'm ready. Come on, ask me, bring it home. Come on, let's go. So when you get into alignment, you are asking, and then they're ready to help. They know what they can do for you. And then the next part of this, the second part of that secret sauce, is then you move forward. You have to take some action. It doesn't even have to be action that's directly related to what you're doing, simply because the key here is when you're taking action, the universe knows you're serious, and then the universe can help. It can bring people into your path to do things to help you. It can also give you ideas that you can get what you want. So the alignment followed by the action, that's your secret sauce.
That's amazing. And that alignment and really tuning into that and becoming very centered.
Yes, absolutely.
Look, a lot of people say to me, and I know we're sort of nearly out of time, Cathy, but a lot of people say to me, oh, I get these great ideas when I'm in the gym or in the shower. Why is that? Is that related to the secret sauce? Do you think when you're having moments of high intensity, when you're in your own space, you might be running on that treadmill, or it may be through meditation, it may be in the shower. People say, oh, I had this great idea when I was in the shower. I'm like, I get my best ideas sometimes when I'm in the gym and I'm very focused and listening to that, whether it's not meditation music in the gym, because I need something a little bit more upbeat there. And I actually get on my iPhone and drop those notes in. And some of
notes, absolutely.
I do, and I just dictate it straight into notes, and some of my best, most successful work has come through those moments, or just as almost bang, random thoughts. But I have also said, I'm ready, universe, please guide me. I mean, I use different words, and I'm going to try. But is this similar? Because it's quite a
very similar. Because when you're in the gym or when you're in the shower, you don't have, I call it monkey chatter. You're focused on something. In the shower, you just, oh, I love that warm water. So then is when you can kind of take that shield of monkey chatter away, and you're more open to whatever the universe can send you. So that's exactly the same thing. But the key here is you've got to move forward, because a lot of us say, yeah, I'm ready, I'm in alignment. They do nothing. Okay, maybe you don't feel you're worthy, you need more research, excuse. You do have to do both parts, move forward. And then you use the other 4 steps with the alignment momentum, and then you create what you want. It's not going to happen overnight, but by using commitment to it, it definitely will change your life, add power, change your mindset.
Yeah, and I think you just said as well, you have to do something. You actually have to physically move. You have to take some action, even if it's just making a phone call. For me, if at the moment it's finding a house to buy, and if that just means registering with an estate agent or making a couple of calls a day and putting it out there. And I'm actually starting to see properties that I'm really interested in just suddenly coming up online that weren't there a couple of days before. And yesterday I had the wow factor and went, that's the house I want. That's it.
Yes.
That's
because you're putting it out there.
I know.
And then when you're putting it out there and you're open to these little ideas that come in, like you said, it just came up in an email. Wow, where'd that come from? It's amazing. It's really phenomenal how it works.
It's so exciting. And that builds the trust, doesn't it, Cathy? I find that really, the more you see the little demonstrations, I guess you could say, the more it
Yes.
builds trust. But we also have to trust before we see the demonstrations, right?
Absolutely. And in my book, I give you lots of examples from my life where I have actually experienced this.
Right.
It's just amazing. But you got to have the faith and the trust.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I think people fall down. But that's such great advice. So I think the key takeaways really are about having the faith, even when you can't see how this is going to work out. It is
Trust.
about having
Exactly.
because nothing's going to happen for you. Is that right, Cathy? Correct me if I'm wrong. But having the trust to allow the universe to work for you. And I like to say it's working for you, not against you.
Oh, yes.
Allowing that into your
You put
life.
it out there, they bring it to you.
Mm.
But see, what happens is there's usually a time period before it comes to you.
Mm.
And during that time period, your job is to maintain that trust.
Mm.
Because if you give up on it, the vibrations go down and it doesn't come to you.
Mm. Yeah, what I said, the darkest hours just before dawn. Don't give up just before it demonstrates.
That's very true. Very true.
I know. I think these old sayings come from somewhere. There's a lot of wisdom in there, some of these sayings. So Cathy, that's amazing inside information. And again, our viewers can have a look and really learn the steps and of course the secret sauce through your book, and they can also jump into your website. But is there anything else today that you'd like to share or talk about that we haven't talked about yet? Anything you'd like to?
May I share about my free gifts?
I would love to hear about, and I'm actually sure our viewers would love to hear about your free gifts.
Oh,
the universe is providing people.
Well, what I like to do is to help people along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 free gifts, and the first one is a wonderful meditation, a guided meditation on abundance, which you can download, and you can listen to it as often as you want. We all could use a little more abundance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second one is a short report on the 7 essential laws. Now, we've gone through 3 of them, but there's actually 4, so you can learn about the other one. Actually, 7, so you can learn about the other 4. And finally is a subscription to my weekly newsletter called Happy Thoughts Thursday. And it comes out every week, and each week I pick a topic that's a 5 or 6 minute read, real short, that will help you to continue on your path to manifesting what you want.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. So, yeah, it's very generous of you, Cathy. I can't, suggest strongly enough to just take advantage of Cathy's super generous sharing. And I think obviously driven with a lot of intent to help, as you said earlier, to help many people to live happier lives. So you can access Cathy's gifts just through somewhere on this page, probably below this video. You'll be able to click on those links and get access to Cathy's gifts. So Cathy, I can't thank you enough. It's been, honestly, I feel like I could sit here and talk with you all day.
Wonderful. Thank you.
It's been a delightful opportunity to speak with you, and thank you so much for sharing your huge amount of expertise in a very short period of time.
Well, thank you so much. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching or anything else about me, please visit my website. And that's Life Coaching by Cathy, Cathy, lifecoachingbycathy.com.
Lifecoachingbycathy.com. All right, Cathy,
yes.
That is wonderful. We will make sure that we include your website address below the video for our viewers as well. So we'll make it super easy. Just click on that website address, have a look. There's some amazing content on Cathy's website. So Cathy, thank you so much, and wishing you a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, and same to you and all the viewers. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.